here in first world countries. And then, as was definitely pointed out, there are a number of oil mosquitoes here. And to be honest with you, I don't know much about these different companies. Is anyone out there familiar with Repsol or BP or Oxy? Yeah, BP does, yeah. Well, they're all petroleum. But the details of each company, aren't super important. But who's this last mosquito here? Coca-Cola, right? And what's he doing? Sucking up every last drop of water. Coca-Cola is notorious in Colombia. Has anyone heard anything about this?
Labor organizers.
Labor organizers, yeah.
Banning rain barrels.
What?
Banning rain barrels.
Yeah, Coca-Cola owns the water in whole regions. And in fact, like, they've gone so far in their ownership of the water that they've banned rain catchment systems because people can't collect water on their own without giving money to Coca-Cola. And on top of that, they've killed countless union leaders and community organizers. And many colleges are actually divesting. From student pressure, they're divesting from any Coca-Cola products. But we'll move on. So, does anyone recognize what this is right here?
Oil pipeline?
It's an oil pipeline.
What's the symbol? I don't.
You know, to be honest, I don't know what it is either. It's some sort of corporate logo. I don't remember which corporation. But
And in Peru, they've got the huge toxic lakes, hundreds of thousands of them everywhere. It's a big lawsuit to try to get them to pay.
Yeah.
Texaco, Chevron, they took them over.
So, in Colombia, there are numerous oil pipelines which are all privately owned, mostly by multinational corporations based in this country, and in Europe, like BP. But you can see here, who are these dung beetles who are guarding the oil pipelines? Military and paramilitary, right? You've got the paramilitary here with the smoking gun barrels and the chainsaw, because they're when folks refuse to leave their land due to the crop spraying and they refuse to get out of the way of the corporate takeover because of the just like pressure from these corporations. The paramilitary move in and force them through scare tactics, through punishment of individuals, and the military come in to clean up after them. There are numerous.
Colombian army or American army?
That's Colombia. There are no U.S. troops in Colombia officially. There are numerous mass graves. What?
But our corporations pay for their military to do these things.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And you can see this family of ants is fleeing from the military and the paramilitary, and they're escaping down into this hole. And that moves us into the next section. Now, I just want to clarify if it wasn't clear before. We try to talk about specific examples like Plan Colombia, but they're always specific examples that reflect much larger global issues. And so here, especially here, we get into this spiraling path that leads to the heart of the world, and it shows these dichotomies, different ways of living. On one half you have Plan Colombia, and on this other half the leafcutter ants have completely cut Plan Colombia away, and they've exposed a large portion of the traditional lifestyle. And so hopefully you all can see these, because I'm going to go through the dichotomies. Can you see this one here? What's going on here? It's a karaoke bar, and everybody's having a good time, drinking their beers, singing this big record label Western songs. But what's going on in this one, in the traditional version?
Creating music.
That's right. Everybody's playing music together, drinking some homebrew, and having a good old-fashioned fiesta. And that the Beehive thought it was really important to, that seems like such a trivial thing to a lot of people, but they thought it was important to highlight that because creating and sharing culture that belongs to the community is really essential to creating solidarity and strength in a community. What about this next one? This is a small, pretty easy one. What's going on here? Do you see that? No? Yeah, oh, that's okay. So we've got here two different forms of economic exchange. One is the money economy, and one is a barter economy. Does anyone know what the crucial social difference between that is?
Money economy has control behind it.
Yeah, money economy is taxed. Money economy creates larger wealth gaps, and money economy tends to alienate people because they don't know where their products are coming from necessarily. And
well, we have an inflationary money that's not real.
right.
And so those
There's
that print the
that.
money can
Yeah,
control things.
Exactly.
If it was a gold and silver money, then that wouldn't be possible. But it's a paper money.
So what about this one next? What about this one? What's going on here?
Teaching.
Storytelling. And what about this one here?
Technology,
TV, right? This is a pretty simple one. It's meant to be cute more than anything, with a little fire on the TV. But there is a point to this, which is that when people lose the ability to tell their own stories through lack of practice, again, it's another example of losing people power and losing the ability to connect and create solidarity and create community.